Namaste, good morning. Just adjusting the music a little bit. I didn't want it to be too loud, so hopefully you can hear it, but it doesn't take away from my instructions as we go through our yoga. And so let me restart. Namaste, good morning, yogis. Nice to see you today. Hope everything is awesome for you. If not, let's just let it drift away from us for the next hour. Focus inward. It's time for our work in our yoga hour, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 o'clock. Hi, Nicole. Nice to see you. Hi, Annie. It's wonderful to have you with me today. Nice to see you, Nicole. Awesome. So today we're going to start with a breathing exercise just to get us in the right frame of mind for our hour of yoga. Very gentle. I like to say this is the gentlest yoga on the internet. If I'm wrong, you can prove me wrong. Show me somebody who's doing it even easier. But this is really inspired to help people who think they can't do yoga, or people who think they can't exercise, or people who just are a little intimidated by whatever they envision yoga to be or exercise to be. This is just meant for you to connect with yourself and feel better and stretch and breathe and just feel better. So I need it, you need it, everybody needs it. I mean, some people are super athletes and they're on their own thing, but most of us, we really just need to stretch and breathe and feel better. So, excuse me, let me back up a little bit. I'm starting in a seated position, but you can be in any position that, as long as you can have a nice straight back and your shoulders relaxed and down, you're doing good. So we're going to do the 8-5-8-5 breath. Take a few breaths just to center yourself before we begin as I talk to you about what the 8-5-8-5 breath is. I like to call it 5-8 because I was born in 1958, so to me 5 and 8 have a lot of power, but really we'll start with an inhalation, which is 8 counts of inhalation. Now you can either take a little sip 8 times, or you can take a long, slow inhalation and just count the numbers in your head. I'll be counting to start you off, and then I'm going to shift to just hand signals to just let you know. But I prefer that you actually count for yourself. So once I go quiet, you take over the same, more or less the same pace that I was doing when I was talking. So if you need to, you can look at me and I will be giving you hand signals for 5 and 8, 5 and 8. So here's the basic plan. You're going to inhale for 8 beats, which I show as bringing the air into the body and filling the body up with air. And then we hold that full breath of air, hold that air in for 5 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we exhale. I'll show downward motion for exhale, let the air out. 8 beats. And then when you're empty of air, squeeze the belly in and force all the old air out. And at that point, you're going to hold your emptiness with 5 beats. During that time is a very special time for you to connect with your true self. When you're empty of air and your body is not breathing in yet, there's a quietness and a stillness that takes over. And it's a good time to just turn inward and notice your true self. You may notice a part of your body asking you to breathe, saying, uh-oh, we need to breathe, we need air, we need to breathe. Just acknowledge where that exists. That's your true self talking to you, asking you to breathe. And then when you breathe in, feed that air straight to that place that was asking for it. And that's just a very calming, slow way to turn inward and feel how the breathing feeds every cell of your body. Every bit of energy that comes into your body is given to you through your breath. In yoga, we call breath prana, and it is considered the life force. In the Western world, we don't think too much about breathing. We just breathe and we just let it do its thing and don't think about it. If you ever feel like you can't breathe, then you suddenly realize how important breath is. It's a way of being in the moment as well, being in this moment, here, now, not thinking about your past, not thinking about your future. This is your life right now. Connect and know that it is a gift. Your life is not you. You are not your life. You have been given your life. Your life is a gift. This moment is the present from the universe. It's all that we really have. So having said all of that, we're going to get quiet now, and I will just do the counting for our 8-5-8-5 breath. Relaxing. You may want to close your eyes for a moment just to focus inward. And we're getting ready to breathe in. Exhale now. Exhale now. Let it all out. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold with a full lungs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. Inhale. Hold empty for 5 counts. Notice your true self. Keep holding empty for a little bit longer this time. Keep holding air out of the body. Notice the stillness. And then feed the spot that's asking you to breathe. Send your air directly to that location inside the body. It may be in the lungs, it may be in the heart, it may be in the belly, it may be behind the heart. A lot of people connect with their self as a little seed of love and purity behind the heart. Maybe that connects with you. Thank you so much for that breathing exercise. Let's go ahead and start by stretching out our legs today. Stretch out and sit tall. You may want to pull your flesh away from the sitting bones. And all we're going to do for the start is just rub the top of the legs from hips to ankles. And as you reach for your ankles or feet, your face comes close to your knees. And then you come back up, reaching the top of the head tall towards the ceiling, breathing in. Exhale, reach for the feet or the ankles and bow your head over your knees a little bit. And then breathe in. As you come up, let's bring the elbows back and lift the chin. Breathe in. Exhale, collapsing forward, reaching for the ankles or feet. Bring the head close to the knees and then back up again. Elbows back, lift the chin, breathe in. Exhale, bring it down. 3 more times as I stop talking so you can concentrate. One more time, down. up. This time we're going to reach for the ankles and just grab a hold with strong hands. Grab onto your shins or your ankles or your heels and pull. Pull gently. As you pull with your arms against the length of your legs, you may feel a nice stretch in the back of the hamstrings and hips and lower back. Think about lifting the top of your head towards the wall on the other side of the room, the very top of the wall where it meets the ceiling. So your back is a nice 45-degree angle. You're still pulling with strong arms against the length of your legs. Breathe. All right, release your pull and let your hands walk slowly back up your legs. And let's take our feet into a half straddle. One heel in, one leg's extended out like a straddle sit. And again, hand on the hip, on the long leg, the straight leg. The other hand can just rest somewhere around the knee or the thigh on the other side. Slide your long leg hand towards your toes and back up. See, we take it so gentle and slow. Just make sure you're breathing a lot. Three more times. Take it easy. Make it your stretch, whatever your body is saying it needs. Listen to your body and stretch and breathe. Thank you. Let's take that long leg, the hand that's reaching for the foot. I know my foot's off the camera right now, but reach it out and grab a hold a little bit of the ankle area. And then the other hand's going to reach out and up and over, breathing in. Notice your head is sideways, but don't stress your neck out here. Just let your head be sideways. Reaching through the fingertips, the elbow, the shoulder and the armpit, and the side of the ribs underneath the armpit, all the way down to the waist and the hip. Stretch. Gentle stretch. Deep breath. And then bring it straight up slowly. Coming down, bring the hand back to the knee. And let's try reaching over the other way, just a gentle stretch, not too much. Hold and breathe. Beautiful. Bring it down. Face comes up and we switch legs. Again, hand to the hip. The other hand can rest on your knee or somewhere on your bent leg. The straight leg gets stroked by the fingers all the way to the ankle and back up, breathing as we move. Breathe. Keep going. I'm just going to talk you through some basic ideas that we're always holding in our heart during these sessions. First of all, you must listen to your own body. Don't go past any limits that you feel are there. Don't force anything ever. Be gentle and be in tune with your body and your inner self. Be grateful. Be grateful for your ability to move. Some people can't move at all. Be grateful for this moment. Those of you living on St. Martin, like I am, you're so fortunate to live in a beautiful place surrounded by a beautiful ocean. But wherever you are, I know there's a lot of people listening in from around the world. Wherever you are, I hope you will find appreciation of the natural environment. Whether it's one little flower growing somewhere near your house or your apartment, one tree, one cloud. All right, we're going to reach for that ankle and grab a hold just with a gentle grip, reaching the other hand out. Start to inhale and reach up and over. Be gentle. Find your extreme place wherever it may be. Maybe yours is right here. That's fine. You may reach straight up, or you may find that you have the flexibility to actually reach over. Wherever you are, breathe air into the place that's talking to you right now. Send it love. Don't think of it as pain and being your enemy. Think of it as a sensitive place that just needs more love. Send it oxygen, send it love, send it understanding, and slowly we straighten up. Arms come out to the side, and let's stretch around the other way. Just a gentle one, just gentle. Stretch, hold and breathe. And we come, arms out to the side, reach it up, breathe in, prayer hands coming down. And we're going to come back into your easy position, whatever easy position you choose to sit in. I like the cross-legged position, but that's not for everybody, and that's fine. So, make sure your back is straight, and let's bring the fingertips to the shoulders. And bicycle your elbows around, over the top to the front, and breathe. And we're going to go backwards now, over the top to the back, breathing. All right. Imagine you've got 2 trays of appetizers on your hands. Keep them flat and push it up. Breathe in. Don't spill the appetizers. Hold it straight up in the air. Exhale, bring it back down to the shoulders. Raise the roof. Let's go. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. One more time up and down. Push it forward now. Pushing away, bringing it back. As you push away, bring your shoulders forward. As you bring it back, bring your elbows way back and squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit. And maybe even push your chin forward just a hair. Breathing in. Push forward, exhale, round the upper back and drop your head. Inhale, forward, exhale, push the head back. And you can think of a turtle sticking his head out a little bit as you bring your head forward and your hands and elbows go back. All right, rest your arms for a minute. Let's just roll the shoulders, breathing in. Let them come forward, up, squeeze it back and down. Breathing in and up, exhale, down and around. 3 more times. Awesome. Nice. Okay, now we're going to sit back on our elbows and the legs are going to come up into the air. So let me turn a little bit so you can see what's happening. I'm back on my elbows and the knees come close to the nose and then we reach the legs straight up. Now this may not be a great position for you. You're certainly welcome to modify it. If you want, you can be all the way back on your back with your arms just laying out to the side comfortably. But I like the almost in between sitting up and laying back position, up on the elbows, if you can manage it. Straighten up those legs as much as you can. Let's drop the right leg down, sort of reaching towards the ground, but not all the way down, and then back up, breathing in. Exhale, left leg drops down, and up, breathe in. Exhale, alternate your legs, going up and down. 3 more times on each side. Keep breathing. Last time. And both legs are up. Now we bring those toes to a pointed position and a flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Keep them flexed. Open the legs. Don't go too far. And close it up. Bend the knees a little bit. Open it up and close it. Straight legs. This time we point the toes. Open it up. Don't go too far. And close it. Toes stay pointed. Bend the knees. Open and close it. All right, now we're going to open and crisscross the knees right over left. And bend the knees and come up onto your seated position. Legs are crossed. Bring those feet back by the hips. If this top one doesn't come back by the hip, that's okay. You don't have to be all twisted up like a pretzel. This one can be out. And if this doesn't work for you at all, sit in any way that's comfortable for you. But the ideal position for right now is your knees are kind of stacked up in front and their legs are crisscrossed. So we're turning the femur bones of the upper leg in the hip sockets to come in and crisscross a little bit, working those hips, which some people have a lot of tension and stress in the hips, so this may be a real challenge for you. I understand if it's too much. So as you're sitting in this position, you may notice most of your weight is on your left hip. Right leg's on top. A lot of weight on the left hip. Try and bring that right hip down and put some, if not equal, weight on the right and left. Some weight for the right hip. Lift through the spine, lift through the top of the head, shoulders relax, shoulders come down, and let's place our hands right on the soles of our feet, the palm of the hand and the sole of the feet. Have a lot in common in their connections to the nervous system and the organs and the acupuncture channels, Chinese meridians. So take a moment to just really connect the palm of the hand with the foot. It normally never touches the palm of the hand and the sole of the foot, but they are closely related. Lifting up through the top of the head, breathe. And exhale, relax. Let's bring the left hand to the right knee, the top knee, and the right hand to the ground behind your right hip, and look over your right shoulder. Hold right here. Be sure you're lengthening through the spine, the top of the head reaching up to the ceiling, up to the sky, long through the spine, stretch tall, look over your right shoulder, and breathe. You may even want to send your eyes to the right corner of your eye sockets just to extend your vision all the way to the edge of what you can possibly see. Keep breathing. And now slowly unwind. Head first, coming to center between the shoulders. Shoulders coming to be over the hips. Now we put the right hand on that top knee and the left hand behind the hip on the ground. Now we look over the left shoulder. Keep tall through the spine. Look over the left shoulder. Eyes all the way to the left corner of your eye sockets. Hold, breathe, and enjoy the spinal twist. Spinal twists are so awesome because you can kind of visualize like you are wringing out a washcloth, getting rid of all that old material, all that old fluid that's in the fabric of the cloth. Twist it and squeeze it and force the old out. Then as you come forward, as we release, we'll come forward, turn your head, turn your shoulders, and come forward. As you release, fresh new fluid flows in to replace the old that was squeezed out. Let's breathe in. Let's do that one more time. We're going to look over the right shoulder. And unwind, face forward, take a breath. Look over the left shoulder. Now, right about now, your body may be saying, hey, let's do that a few more times, that feels good. If that's the case, gently do it back and forth. If not, just unwind and sit for a moment, breathing deeply. So if you feel the urge from your body to go back and forth a few times, now is a good time to do that. If you don't feel that urge, then just sit quietly and breathe. And we're getting ready to go back on the elbows. So you may want to go ahead now and get back on your elbows with the legs up. All right, let's do that. Everybody unwind those legs, stretch them out, and we're going back onto our elbows. Knees up, feet up, ankles in circle. Circle the other way. We're going to bend the right leg down and flex that ankle. And then the left leg is going to go down towards the floor. It doesn't have to be flexed or pointed, whatever's best for you for that straight leg. And then point as you come up, both feet point to the sky. Flex, bring it down, alternating which leg bends and which leg is straight, and point up. Down, point up, breathe in, exhale down, and up. Exhale down, and up, and down, and up. Breathing. 3 more times on each side. All right, bring the legs up. Bend the knees a little bit. Ankles are flexed. Open the legs, don't go too far. Open wide and close it up. Straight legs. Open up. Close it up. Bend the knees a little bit. Open and close. Straight legs. Open. And when you close here, we're going to put the left knee on top, cross the knees, and push yourself back up to a seated position. This is the reverse of the previous position. The left leg is on top now, the right leg is on bottom, and the right foot comes back close to the left side of the buttocks. You want to push that left side down, and this left foot, the top one, can come back if that's good for you. If not, it can be out. It can be anywhere that works for you. Modify, but always listen to the wisdom of what is right for you. Your yoga comes from your heart, your sense of yourself, and connecting with what the body is asking for. A sense of what's right for you. So modify and be gentle. Always err on the side of too gentle. Don't force. All right, so we're stacking up those knees again, if possible. If not, don't worry about it. Hips are evenly balanced, and we're going to put our hands on the soles of our feet for a moment of communication of our extremities. Fingers talk to the toes. Palm of the hand talk to the sole of the foot, the arch of the foot. Heel of the hand connects with the heel of the foot. Close the eyes, sit tall, and breathe. Nice. Let's bring the right hand to the left knee and the left hand to the ground behind the left hip. And sit tall. Look over your left shoulder. Keep breathing. Maybe even move your eyes all the way to the left corner of your eye socket. And your attention, your mind, your consciousness to what it is your eyes see there at the edge of your vision. Bringing out the washcloth. Look behind you and breathe. Be gentle. Don't force. It's mostly about breath and alignment. Let's unwind. Bring the face forward between the shoulders evenly. Shoulders over the hips evenly. Hands come back to the soles of the feet. Take a breath. And then the left hand go to the top knee, right hand to the ground behind your right hip. Look over your right shoulder, long in the spine, lifting the top of the head up. Breathe. Slowly unwind, bring the face first, then the shoulders, hands to the feet. Breathe. Let's repeat. Looking over the left shoulder, hold and breathe. Coming back, shoulders coming back. Let's go all the way to the right. Hold and breathe. And coming back. Now's the time where you can either sit quietly, hands on the feet. If you want, you can even bend forward and rest your head near your top knee. If you feel compelled by your body to go back and forth a few times, I invite you to do that now, and I'm going to do that just a few more times. The back and forth can be very beneficial to just loosening up your stiffness. And then face forward. And I am going to go ahead and do a forward fold. This feels a little bit like pose of a child. You're just relaxing and letting the head fall forward. Sit tall, and let's unwind these feet and legs. Let's go ahead and do a true straddle now, legs way out. Wherever is good for you. Always be gentle, don't overstretch. You may not have your legs all that far apart, but that's your straddle, and that's fine. So as we do, always pull the flesh away from the sitting bones to connect your weight down into the earth through those bones in the pelvis, and once you feel that connection down, push down in order to lift. Let's try and lift the rib cage out of the abdomen area. Lift the sides of the ribs up towards the armpit, reaching the arms up. As you reach your fingertips up to the ceiling, consciously be aware of this part of the body, this tissue on the side, lifting up. Lifting up. So you're reaching tall and lift through the chest, through the upper torso. Breathe. Create space in the lower abdomen as you lift the upper torso up out of the lower torso. And then bring the hands right over the legs, parallel to the legs. Imagine you've got something floating above your toes. Reach over and touch it, and then go the other way and touch it. Look towards the direction that you're reaching. As you reach for the air above your toes, shoulder length, shoulder height, but above your toes as you reach left and right. Feel your hip connection down into the earth, going left and right. First one side and then the other. Put some energy into the back of the legs, from heels to hips, the hamstrings, behind the knees, the Achilles tendon. Feel a nice strong foundation in the backs of the legs and hips. Keep reaching, looking towards the direction you reach. Breathe. Come back to the center. Turn your palms up, straight out, lift. Breathe in. Lift your rib cage. And keep your rib cage lifted as your hands come down from prayer, towards prayer pose in front of your heart. Press your hands together. Press your fingertips together. Put a lot of energy into the hands, the fingers, the arms, the shoulders. Keep the shoulders down, away from your ears. Lift the top of your head. There's a lot going on. Keep breathing. Press the hands. The main thing right now is pressing the hands and fingertips together and breathing. See if you can keep that going with the hands, but invigorate the backs of the legs, pressing the sort of the back of the knees down, straightening the legs, lifting and tightening the thighs, lifting them up into the position of tightness. Breathe. Beautiful. You can relax. Let your hands drop. Let's take a moment to just keep the back straight, but drop the chin down and let the head fall forward like it's really, really heavy. Let it go. But do keep your back straight. And we're just going to, I often tell you to take your chin and trace your collarbone towards your shoulder and back to the middle, and then trace your collarbone to your other shoulder and back to the middle. That's often how I express a neck stretch and a forward fold. But I think today we're going to think about the temple. Put your finger right here on your temple and let that temple lead you towards your right side, and then come back to the middle, and then the other temple lead you. It's a slightly different area of the neck that gets a nice stretch this way. So we drop the head forward. In order to really let go of the back of the neck right now, try to release your belly. Keeping the back straight, you don't need to hold your tummy in right now. Release and relax your belly. And now we're going to slowly begin to lead with the temple towards one side. And don't go very far. Once you feel that gentle stretch from behind the ear down towards the shoulder blade, just hold right there and breathe air into that stretch. Release your belly. We all have this tendency to hold the tummy in, but right now let it go. Three more deep breaths. Keep right here. Feel the stretch. Send love to your neck and shoulders. And then slowly come back to let the head hang forward. Again, release your belly. Keep breathing. Keep letting the shoulders stay over the hips. Straight back. Head hanging forward. Lead with the temple in the other direction now. Don't go very far before you feel that gentle stretch from behind the ears down towards the shoulder blade. Leading with the temple towards the shoulder. Stop. Breathe air into the stretch. Release your belly. And when you're ready, bring the face down again to hang in the center. Keeping the head down, I'm going to ask you to put your hands on the ground in front of your hips somewhere. And allow yourself to round your back. Drop the head down, round the back. If you want, you can experiment a little bit with bending your elbows and pushing back. That is optional. If this is painful for you, push away from it and come back into any position that gives you peace and balance and ease. As long as it's fine, we're going to keep bending these elbows, rounding the back, dropping the head. can bend the knees now and sit back on your tailbone a little bit and see if you can get those feet to come close in by your groin. Put the soles of the feet together, let the toes each have their little partner. The heels are communicating, the soles are communicating, the arches. Take a moment to just wrap your fingers around your toes and bring your heart and your sternum up and forward, shoulders back and down. Breathe. If this is hard on your knees, you can put a pillow underneath a knee or another pillow under the other knee. Some people use yoga blocks. If you don't have a yoga block, you could use a book. Pillows seem to be the easiest thing for most people to have. Again, lifting the heart, lifting the face, shoulders back and down. Breathe. And then hands on the knees. Pull the knees up to the chest and put the feet flat on the ground. Wrap your arms around your knees. And just take a moment for yourself. Tuck your face into this little cave between your knees and your chest. And breathe easy and light as you drift through your mental universe, your inner universe. Ready? Come out, bring your head up, and put your hands on your knees. Rock back on your tailbone a little bit. And see if you can bring your feet up into the air. Now this is the beginner's position for something called boat pose. Try to get those shoulders back and lift your face. Let me take a break. I'm going to move the camera away so that you can see what my feet are doing. You know, I always have to do the little modification of the location of the camera sometime during my hour. Okay, so we're back to boat pose. We're on the tailbone. Find that balance point there. The hands are holding onto the knees and the feet come up. Now my feet are flexed, but yours can be whatever works for you. Shoulders back, lift the face. This is a beginner boat pose. Some of you, this is all you want to do right now, and this may be challenging enough. If you want, you can try to do the real boat pose, which is let go of the knees and let your hands float, palm up to the side. And the advanced boat pose is that the legs are straight. So, what I would like for us to try and do from this boat pose here is the right fingers to the left toe and straighten out a little bit the other leg. It won't go all the way straight, most likely, but we go back and forth. Let's do this 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep going, 2, and 1. All right. At this point, let's lay down in a nice, easy Shavasana, extending the legs out and letting them flop open a little bit, toes pointing out, hands out from your side, palm up. Deep relaxation and deep awareness of your breath and your body's comfort level, energy level. How is your weight distributed down into the floor? Is there anything you can do to make it more aligned and more comfortable? Chances are you might be able to pick your hips up, turn the tailbone under, and then lay your hips back down and straighten those legs out. And that may actually give you a little bit more alignment. We've been working pretty hard with that boat pose and the other stuff that we were doing back on the elbows with the legs up and down. So we really deserve this moment of quiet, of rest. chest. And many yoga teachers will tell you that Savasana is actually the most important yoga pose. It looks like nothing's happening and you're just resting, but really you're integrating all of the movement and all of the breath and all of the mental yoga. You're integrating it all into a new version of yourself, a little more connected, a little more aligned your true self with your physical self. Nice, huh? Beautiful. At this point, let's bend the knees and put the heels close to the hips. And many of you probably know exactly where I'm going right now because you're with me all the time. But we are tilting the pelvis, pushing the lower back down flat against the floor. As you push the lower back down, that natural curve or bridge in your lower back is flat against your yoga mat or your floor. Pushing it down, hold, squeeze the belly in, squeeze the hips in, squeeze the thighs a little bit, but do not squeeze the chest and shoulders. Keep your arms, shoulders, chest, neck light and easy. Keep breathing. From the belly button to the knees, compression, squeezing, tightness. But the main thing you're focusing your mind on is pushing the lower back down into the mat hard. Everything else is secondary. Push down with your lower back down into the floor and breathe. Easy, breathe easy. Don't let the compression come into your chest. And then we release and relax. Bring your feet to a position where you can pick your hips up off the ground now. You may need to make them a little wider or a little farther away from the hips. And you're welcome to find that perfect place for your feet before I ask you to bring your hips up. Push it up, touch it down, let go all your weight down into the earth, and then bring it up again. Squeeze the buttocks at the top, drop it down, all your weight, let go, release, and one more time. Push it up, breathe in, squeeze the buttocks, exhale, drop it down. Let's bring the knees to the chest, hands on the knees, squeeze and release a few times. And then reach for the ceiling and circle the ankles, circle the wrists. Bend the knees a little bit. Hands on the knees, round your back and pick your head up off the mat. And we rock from shoulders to hips. Rock like a rocking chair about 10 times. Back and forth, invigorating that spine. Oh yes. Lots of energy there, going up and down the spine, the backbone coming to life. Even more so than before. 3 more times. Up we come, and let's go ahead and turn ourselves over and get into the table position. So table position is just hands and knees. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. Make a nice flat table. Your back is flat. You could put pitcher of iced tea and a couple of glasses of iced tea there and they wouldn't spill, right? Maybe. As you are in table position, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. Fingers are spread wide on the floor and your fingers are activated down into the yoga mat so that you're pushing with your fingertips, especially your thumb and index finger. That keeps your wrist protected and develops a little bit of strength in the lower arm. Make sure also that you don't allow your shoulders to come close to your ears. You don't want this kind of scrunchiness in the neck and shoulders. So those are your 2 things to consider all the time in table position. We're going to arch the back up now and drop the head, drop the tailbone. This is called the cat position. Breathe out, exhale. Passing through table position, lift the face, lift the tailbone, keep pushing away with your arms so your neck is long, shoulders are away from the neck. Face is lifted, tailbone is lifted, the middle of the back sinks down, and that is called the cow position. Inhale. And then we go directly to cat. Arch the back up, drop the head, drop the tailbone, exhale. Go to cow, inhale. Any speed is perfect. Back and forth we go. Many people start very slow and then eventually pick up some speed, but that is completely up to you. What feels like your body is asking for. That's the movement you want. Let's come back to a flat back. Look around your shoulder for your hip. Stick your hip out. And then go the other way. Look for the hip around the shoulder. If you don't see your hip, that's not the point of it. The point is looking for your hip. Any speed is perfect. Whatever feels good to you right now. Breathe. Take a moment for gratitude as you move and breathe with joy. Asking all your fluids to flow. Blood, fascia, lymphatic system. All of the air that's moving through your body in the bloodstream, going to every cell, feeding every cell, and removing waste products. Exhale, and away go the waste products. Blow it out. Awesome. Come back to table position, arch and sway, cat and cow. Remember, life is a magic thing. What a joy to be alive. What an honor to walk this planet, to see and feel, to taste, to hear music, to hold our loved ones. Beautiful. Table position, let's turn the toes under and pick the knees up and go into our first downward dog. Take it easy. Make sure your wrists are ready for a little bit more stress on the wrists. Those hands, fingers spread wide, fingers active into the floor. Knees come up, hips come up. Drop your head between your arms. And go ahead and just feel the stretch. Shift your weight on one foot and then the other. You may want to push the hip out to the side as you take your dog for a walk. Downward dog. And then come back into a nice balanced downward dog. Push away with your hands. Lift the hips towards the top of the wall behind you. And let your head drop between your arms down towards the ground for an extreme stretch in the hamstrings and hips and lower back and shoulders. Everything is just alive through the downward dog position when you really stretch it. You can stay here, you can come down into pose of a child to rest, or you can try the one-legged dog, bringing one leg up, or just behind you, pointing at the wall behind you. Bring that leg down, switch. Stretching the three-legged dog, and then both feet down. Bend the knees. Bring the knees down onto the floor. Sit back on your heels. Hands can come, your wrists are probably talking to you, so let your hands come palm up back by your feet. And just curl up into a little seed pod position. When you're ready, we're going to come back to seated for our final minutes. When I get in touch with people, they often say, "How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. If you really want to know how I'm doing, watch my yoga videos and you will see exactly how I'm doing, because this is me, the authentic self. I'm doing my best to get through this very strange time. A lot of people think that if you are wearing a mask or if you're staying home that you're consumed with fear. And I don't find that that's true at all. I find that this is a time when we need to be really smart and careful and not take unnecessary risks. So that's why we're not doing our in-person yoga. We're oming from home. And I'm not filled with fear. I'm not phobic. I just think that life is precious and you shouldn't be reckless with it. And hopefully we will survive this time without too much more of the stress that has been pushing us down. And one of the ways that you can do that is just take care of yourself. Self-care, self-love, good nutrition, a little time outdoors in nature every day if you can. And do some yoga, do some meditation, do some art. Maybe just draw or paint, just a kid's paint set that you might have laying around. Just paint a little bit and get your mind off of your worries. Take care of yourself. So here I send you my final thoughts of love and joy and peace. I'm so grateful that you joined me today. I'm so grateful for you. Keep me going, guys. I love it. Thank you so much. Namaste.